So good morning from Japan. Sun's not up yet. It's creeping. That midnight blues just started. So it's a powerful morning for me. It's a very, very clear morning. And well, I wanted to get some feedback from you because I find my own self in a different place. Usually when I embark on a fast for 12 days, I've got an intention. I've got a direction that I'm taking myself and something that I'm building on, and hence the ritual of a fast. But here I am at day 13, and I'm not sure I'd like to break this fast. I think I'd like to keep going because, well, why not? I don't have anything else to do, anything else to be. I don't see a reason to go back into the food. I'm sustained very, very well this way. And so, what to do with this? It's true. This body doesn't need food. Not too much food. It's got many, many reserves. All of this stuff that I've been eating for the last 50 years. Built up muscle and bone and fat. And I watched over the last 12 days as it detoxed. And there was just very, very little. Mainly it detoxes through the mind. Yeah, all of these impressions that we've held on to, that have attached themselves to our karma. Yeah, I watch them. They come out, they burn. And so here I am, day 13. The memories come. Yeah, I have a vision of a ham sandwich and a pickle. Not even pizza. No, that was my favorite. I believe it still is my favorite if I am still me. And I am, of course. But daughter is upstairs and she'd like to enjoy dinner with me again. And so would I too. And is that the reason to eat? Yes. My friend Miwa Mack, Todd, over in Cambridge, he's embarked on a new lifestyle these last 2 or 3 years. Cut smoking, cut drinking, cut junk foods, cut television, gone very full organic lifestyle, full exercise, doing marathons across the UK and learning how to dive from high places. He's a real inspiration. He's totally taken control of his life. How did he do that? He just changed his mind. What a steel mindset. Boom. Sir Galahad. He just did it. Well, we can all do that. So here I am. Big question. Steel is forged. I can go in any direction I want. In which direction would I like to go in? Now, how to use this? Yeah, the energy rises, and it's there, like a reservoir to tap into. Yeah, the veracity of energy arts, they need to be verified. That's for sure. I say something like a reservoir of power is sitting there ready to be tapped. How do I know that? How does anybody know that? How do you distinguish, how do you discern the veracity of an energy art? It's a very, very good question, something that we should definitely question ourselves if we're engaging in energy arts of any kind, whether it's Reiki or the tantric visualization techniques or, non-local healing practices or whatever we're doing engaging in energy. Definitely the veracity has to be verified. It has to be known, is this really happening, or is this just happening in my imagination? Yeah. So how do we do that? How do we verify energy arts, the reality? Yeah. That's the Vibhuti ash. This stuff here. That's called Vibhuti. It's a special ash that they put on the third eye place in India on the tantric way. Yeah, and on this topic of verifying the veracity of energy artistry, it's actually a really, really good example because Guruji gave me this vibhuti when 2004, 2005, long, long time ago. And he told me, Devanand, all of my power is inside this ash. You take this back and you use this sometimes. And I said, Acha Babaji, okay, thank you. And I keep this in bags upon bags upon bags. I double bagged and triple bagged. And because you see here, this little bit of ash, it's just filling up this much of the bag. I don't know if we can see it here, but I keep it in 2 or 3 different bags at the same time because it permeates the bag and it keeps growing. It's been growing since 2006. This is, I think, the 4th bag that I have it in. I've got another bag inside of there and 2 more bags someplace else on the council there. But it keeps growing, this ash, and it's just ash. Ash isn't supposed to grow, it's supposed to be ash, but it grows. It grows and it leaves the plastic. As many plastic bags as I put it through it, it leaves and flies through the plastic. Something is energized. Something is very, very much alive in this ash. I don't know what that means when I apply it to my skin right there, what it does, but it's a closer contact with Guru. It's a closer contact with, what is it a closer contact with? If I am the whole self, what is it a closer contact with? Yeah, that's ritual. So that's ritual, and that's why we go into ritual to establish that, and that's how to establish the veracity of any kind of energy artistry. If you see something like that in front of your eyes, this is happening. Okay, so we know, all right, the energy is moving, the energy is doing something. And what would I do with that energy? That's the whole question this morning. What do I want to do? Day 13. Actually, I've never taken a fast this far. Vesna! Good morning, Mama. Thank you. Glad to see you live here with me today. Vesna. Ah, I love this Mama. She's great. So yeah, day 13. Of course, I do a 12-day fast maybe 3 times in a year. And every time I come to the 12th day, I'm ready to get a pizza. I'm just ready on day 13. I'm going. I'm ready. I've accomplished my goals someplace in between. I remember when I was creating the masterclass, I had accomplished my goal by day 7. By day 7, I had come to the place where I wanted to be. Okay, and I was ready to design the class and take my class in which direction I wanted to go. Every time I enter into a ritual, I've got something that I want to do. This time I've got nothing in particular except I wanted to show myself that steel is easy and that I can create. What did I want to show myself this time? I'm not entirely sure. I think I wanted to take it further. That was the whole intention behind getting on this in the first place. I wanted to take it further and find out how far a man can go just being empty. Yeah, I take water. I take water, herbal tea. Sometimes this Chyawanprash Rasayana. Rasayana is Ayurvedic stuff. It's a mixture of 60 or 70 different herbs and different kinds of decoctions. And you take a spoonful of that stuff, and it's in a honey jaggery sugarcane paste. And a spoonful of that, and oh, yeah, so a spoonful of that sometimes. And can you say I'm cheating on my fast? I don't know. Can you say cheating? What are the parameters of the fast? Are you not taking any water? Are you not taking any food? Are you juicing? Are you taking apples 3 times a day? Or what are you doing? The purpose of a fast is to control the mind. The purpose of the fast is not in what you're putting inside the body and what you're not putting inside the body. Can you control the mind? See, I'm a smoker. Love to smoke. Love to smoke dope. Love to smoke cigarettes. I've been smoking since I was 10 years old. But I gotta stop. And I should stop probably because they do affect the body. That is what the habits do to the body. They make it rust and they make it decay, but I would rather live a little bit longer for my little girl. So I have to stop. And so, got to put those down. And they say that these cigarette things, they're habitual, right? Well, Got to stop that habit. The only way that a habit's gonna stop is if you just rip that fucker out of the body, right? Just you lay down the line. You are in control. I am in control. We are the law. And that's what the purpose of a fast is, right? Control the mind. No more drinking, no more smoking, no more filling myself up with greed, right? I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Satisfy, satisfy. No, stop, stop, stop. Somebody else is in control here. And so, in the midst of being in control of my vices and virtues and all this and that, then okay, so I suck on a lemon candy sometimes to feel the sour on my tongue. No problem, no problem. That's okay. Balance too, right? They say it in your career, you need a work-life balance. You know, you need this life balance in all these pursuits. The spiritual pursuit, we get lost, right? Down every rabbit hole that comes in front of us, eh, Brooke? Yeah, we need a little bit of balance, a little bit of perspective sometimes. Koyuki from New York. Ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning. How are you? Nice to see you. Fantastic. So yeah, I'd love to hear you. Hey, Wooter. Yo. So yeah, I'd love to hear any kind of perspective that you have, where I would take this, where you would take this from. You know, I don't know that any of you have ever joined me on a 12-day fast, but I don't even know if you can conceptualize the power that rises in you when you have taken control of yourself to such a degree. When the toxins are not flooding your mind anymore, when you're empty, there is nothing but clear, nothing but cool discrimination. It's great. And the body is strong and the body is warm and, you know, it's cold outside and I'm in a t-shirt. Well, I got this too, but the body's on fire. And I feel good. I feel good. So day 13, you know what to do. Go and have a picnic with my daughter or just keep going and test. Guruji did it for 60 days. He went off into the desert of Rajasthan, but they say that when he walked back into the valley, I wasn't there at the time, but when he walked back into the valley, he was emaciated and he was also out in the desert, right? How did Jesus come back from the desert after how long was it? 30 days? I don't know. I'm not going to get emaciated in 30 days, neither am I out in the desert doing this and that according to legend. But Guruji did come back emaciated after 60 days. I can only imagine what he was doing sitting on top of a rock for 60 days doing nothing. And he said sometimes the locals brought him a chapati and a cup of dal or a cup of chai or something like that. And he said he would turn them away, say, no, 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 I don't need this right now. What was he doing? I have no idea. What did he say? He wanted to see if the Lord was taking him back or not. Yeah, he was 70 years old when he did that. That's right. 51 years old guy. Totally strong. Peak. Yeah. Yeah, he wanted to see if the Lord was going to take him back. The Lord wasn't taking him back after 60 days, so he walked back into town and they nursed him back to health a bit. So great. My Lord, Buddha. I do it in moderation. For example, Cynthia, I don't eat lunch at all. This is Cynthia saying, I've been doing this for 3 months now. I feel great. Wow, great. I do eat breakfast and a healthy dinner. Two times, okay. The lunch is to balance myself. I'm often, yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, actually, Guruji also recommended to me to do this one time a day eating. And I thank you. That's a really, really great reminder for me. That's what he recommended. A guy like me should just be eating once a day. Maybe it's a guy like anybody should just be eating once a day. Yeah, they tell you when you're growing up you should have the breakfast to get the metabolism going, but I think at 50 years old my metabolism's going all right. It's going as it's going. Yeah, in the Ayurvedic way they call us tridosha. They say that we're all of the doshas mixed in together and we have a predominance of one of these. We're vata inclined or we're kapha inclined or we're pitta inclined because of our lifestyle habits and our mentality habits and all of that. But once these guys are integrated and taken a balance in some way, sure, one time eating is absolutely plenty. And you do 2 times eating, but it's a good reminder to the balance. One time, one time. I found that I would tend to get lost when I try to do just a little bit. When I try to do just a little bit, I get lost and I just do it all, right? If I want to read just a little bit, I read 7 books at the same time. If I want to study just a little bit, oh man, I go right deep into it. If I want to eat just a little bit, oh fuck it, I'm just going to have it all, right? If I want to smoke just a little bit, nah, give it all. Come on. But, so I can do all or I can do nothing. Maybe just doing a little bit, this temperance. I wonder if I pulled a card right now, would temperance pop up? Let's do. Let's check it out. I wonder if, what do you think? Temperance? That's what Cynthia's saying. Cynthia is calling me to temperance. What's that? Popped up right out of the card. Is it? Or one of these 2 cards temperance? No, one's death and one's the Prince of Wands. I have no idea what that means. But death leads to the Prince of Wands. Death means change. Change? Yeah, change what I've been up until now. That's the whole point. Change what I have been. And that's the sole constant of the universe, change. TK. And that's what this is all about, change. The guy is always changing, going forward, changing. Yeah. And be the prince centered. Right, my will is thy will, for sure. And I can act and activate in any direction from the heart center, of course, up, down. Change. Yeah. Overcome any emotional attachment to what I have been and what I am, and just go forward. Yeah, keep going on this way. Acha. Don't even entertain any food right now. Yeah, sure, just be clean, centered, right? On fire. Keep it. Keep the fire. Okay, good. Good message from me. All right. Well, thank you, Cynthia. You know it. What do I know? Acha, isn't that a good audio? Hey, Pia. So yeah, we're just talking about fasting and balance and all sorts of stuff we've been talking about for a few minutes here. And I've got my cards too, if anybody would like a card. I just pulled 2 cards for myself. Yeah, what's that? Years of smoking. Anybody like a card? Let me just light a bit of incense. Yeah, this is a gorgeous incense from the Tara Healing Incense Collection. Tibetan stuff. I love this stuff. Pal4 Healing Incense. They call it Pal4. Paljor. I don't know who he was. Maybe he was a king or a prince or a bodhisattva name in the Tibetan lineage. But they make these sticks, and you just burn these sticks just like this, and it's just herbs rolled together into a stick, and they're so powerful. But if you wanted an incense stick like this, you would look up Tara Healing Incense. This is really, really awesome incense. And I think you can find it on Amazon and maybe just Tara, T-A-R-A. Really, really good stuff from the Tibetan Indian myths. Tara, healing goddess. Actually, Tara has many different manifestations, many different visions. But, and she's good. She's the goddess of Smashan Tara. She's the goddess of Tantra too. Nice stuff. Cynthia, you'd like a card? Awesome, sure. You know, I'm working with 3 decks nowadays, Cynthia. I've got the deck that you're familiar with, the Thoth Crowley. I think we did a reading once. And I'm also using a new deck I picked up called the Visconti Sforza deck. Beautiful Italian stuff, elegant stuff, really nice artwork. And I've got the classical Rider-Waite Tarot as well. I don't know, Cynthia, that you've actually gotten into exploring the tarot on your own or not. You do know that I run another group, the Tarot group, if you're interested in looking into it, checking out reading cards. They're really cool. They show you your entire being. They speak to you in any term that you would like to look at them in. They speak to you in yogic terms. They speak to you in those Hebrew philosophical terms. All right, Brooke, I got you right after Cynthia. And Cynthia, I'm also using the traditional Rider-Waite cards as well. Oh, Pia too. Okay, fantastic, sure. Well, Cynthia, if you don't have a preference, oh, and I'm doing Oracle too, if you'd like just a simple message. All right, well, here we go. I know that there's a lag in our communication. You're probably listening to me 2 minutes after I speak something. But Cynthia, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the cards that are in my hand right now because they're beautiful cards for a beautiful lady. Yeah, that's right. Nice, okay. Message for Cynthia. Yeah. Oh, they just popped. No, we're not doing poppers right now. Be close. Shuffle and standard. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's cut these one time. Boom. 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 What do we got here? I see discs. It's a little dark on my side of the light. I see the 6 of discs. Let's bring this up here. Yo, the 6 of discs. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. The 6 of discs, Cynthia, is supreme success. The 6 of discs says that you continue to do what you're doing and be exactly as you're being. The 6 of discs talks about having found a steadiness in your foundation. It talks about being in this world, the world of the physical stuff, and everything coming to some kind of fruition, everything coming into some kind of balance. The 6 finds you in the heart center. Okay, so the heart center approaches every direction, and everything leads to the heart center. And so everything that you've done until now has brought you centered, some semblance of peace. Everything is crystallizing, and you're free to move from this position also in any direction that you want to go, whether it's again into the mental world or into the feeling world, into the imaginative creative world, or into the inspired, into the will, into hardcore determined world. You can do anything you want because the foundation is being built and established firmly. Very, very well. Good stuff. Good job. Visconti Sforza. Yeah, look how they shine. And welcome to sunrise. I don't know if your window is open, Cynthia, but the sun is just crested and the sky is getting light right now. All right. Okay, Brooke. Brooke, you have a preference for your card? 3 cards, 3 tarot versions, and a oracle version. We've never done an oracle. Anyway, you tell me what you like. If you don't know the difference between an oracle and a tarot card, where are my oracle cards? The Oracle. Oracle cards are written by an author. In this case, Don Miguel Ruiz has created a set of cards called the Four Agreements, and on these cards we can see there are messages, and then there are explanations about the messages. And oracle cards basically are messages from an author about a particular topic. Now, Don Miguel has written on a topic called the Four Agreements, and he's also written on a topic called the Mastery of Love. And that's what oracle cards are. Oracle cards are the presentation of particular messages from particular authors. So there are Osho oracle cards, and there are Bob Dylan oracle cards, and there are Don Miguel Ruiz oracle cards. And what is the oracle? The oracle is a term from Delphi, from Greece. It was when the gods would channel a message through a particular priestess and give you the word of the divine. And so everybody has now called themselves a channel and say, hey, I am a representative of the divine. Please hear this word. Yeah, it's true. Everybody is a representative of the divine. You, me, Don Miguel, Bob Dylan, we're all representatives for sure. Whose message would you be interested in listening to? All right. Tarot, no oracle. Yeah, okay, got it. Tarot, no oracle. Depending on a comma, depending on punctuation, depending on the perspective of the reader, that could mean different things. Tarot, no, wait, oracle. Okay, no, but I'm going to take it as you want tarot, not oracle. All right. So here we go. Tarot, I'm going to give you my favorite tarot. Just because they're my favorite tarot. Brooke. Oop. Yeah? No. Yeah, we don't. Yeah. She already knows that. Tell her something she doesn't know. Wouldn't that be a kick? Something that she doesn't know about herself. Yeah, this is just me calling for that. I don't know. The universe, give her the message she needs right now. It's kind of boring when she gets the same message all the time. God. Here it comes, Brooke. Ta-da! Three of Discs. No. Of course it's something that you know already. But what does it mean to work on stuff at the highest levels? In the 3 dimensions. Yeah, that's the freedom I enjoy right now. I can be in the 3 worlds, and I can walk in the 10 directions freely, for sure. The 3 worlds, the physical, the mental. Yeah, what's the other one? Because the mental and the emotional are the same thing. Yeah, that's what they say in Ayurveda as well. Anamaya kosha is the mental emotional sheath. Because it's the thoughts that create the feelings. Yeah. There is no feeling without a thought behind it. Yeah, for sure. I can feel something in my stomach even before I know what thought is attached to it. But if I look, I can see, there's some kind of apprehension. There's some kind of something happening back there too. Because of the subconscious-conscious connection. Yeah, the collective unconscious is always moving whether the conscious is looking at that or not. Somebody says to just be in your heart, don't be in your head. Impossible. That doesn't work that way. It means don't overthink stuff, right? Feel what you're feeling, actually identify with thoughts that are going through your head. No, this tangent is directly relating to this card. Of course it is. Yeah. Working in the 3 worlds. When you're working in the 3 worlds consciously, the goddess is verily on your back. She's not like a monkey, but she is your power, and she is your support. When you are working in the 3 worlds, you are seeing very much, I have to do my work here, I have to do my work here. Yeah. What kind of work do I have to do in the mental world, and what kind of work do I have to do in the emotional world? And how do I do 2 different works in a mental and emotional world? Are they 2? Or are they 1? And how are they connected to the physical world as well? What kind of work am I doing in the physical world? When I'm on a diet, does this mean I'm just doing something in the physical world, or am I doing mental, emotional operations at the same time? Yeah, all of this is integrated. All of this is one together work, for sure. All right, so how do I direct my attention at that and make sure that they're a synchronous operation? Yeah, this is the message that the Three of Discs is offering. The goddess is the support. This is high level work happening. Yeah. And that's what you're doing right now, and that's what you should be doing, and that's what you will be doing, and we'll talk about that more tomorrow. All right. Good. You're very, very welcome, Cynthia. Yeah. You've got morning jasmine. I've got morning oyu. Nihongo wa do? Wakaru? Oyu. Who's up next? Pia? Was it Pia that wanted a card? Pia, I'm going to do the Visconti Sforza for you, okay? The Visconti Sforza, Pia, they're Italian stuff, nice, elegant stuff. These cards were created in the late 15th century, at the beginning of the occult renaissance of Europe. Not the beginning, but, you know. Absolutely, Ash. So they're a lovely little card, you know, and the tarot cards, they were created in order to be corresponded with what the Hebrew mystics called the Tree of Life. And the entire premise of the Tree of Life, I don't know if you're familiar with the Tree of Life, let me just show you really quickly. I can't screen share with this Facebook Live. Let me just turn my camera here. Can you see that glyph there behind me? You can see 10 spheres. It's a tree. It moves up and down. And what the premise was that once upon a time, God evolved itself through these 10 dimensions and 22 paths. In the tantric tradition, we call these tattvas. But God evolved itself in order to experience life. How do we make these theories on God, on the ineffable, undefinable thingy called God? How do we make these theories that God did this and that? But that's the theory. That's the theory behind creation and behind tarot creation, is that once upon a time there was this unified thingy that evolved itself through a variety of capacities and limitations, through an energetic dynamic process, into finally what has become the human being. And it is the human being who evolves back to God consciousness through a process on the Tree of Life. And the 78 cards of the tarot, the 40 cards from Ace to 10 were corresponding to 10 dimensions on the tree, and the 22 trump cards were corresponding to 22 paths, and they showed us this evolution back up like Kundalini rising from Muladhara to Sahasrara and to the chakras above, because in the tantric system, the chakra system is a 12 chakra system, not a 7 chakra system like the yogic system. But the tarot shows you your journey along the chakra system as well. The tarot shows you your evolution back to God consciousness. That was originally what the tarot cards were designed to do, and hence their origins in the occult renaissance of Europe, which was that time of flowering illuminations when all of the world's knowledge systems were being collected in Europe by the intelligentsia, by the Illuminati, right? The Illuminati are not memes, they're not our civil overlords that are putting fluoride in the water and all this bullshit, but they were the intelligentsia of Europe, taking the Buddha's knowledge and the Greeks' knowledge and the Zoroastrians' knowledge, and they were taking knowledge from everywhere, and they made it into something like Freemasonry. And so, yes, the civil overlords got their dibs too. Created nice places like the Roman Empire and Washington, D.C., and beautiful stuff, this life. But hey, sorry, Pia, it's not actually a tangent I'm going on. This is just for your understanding of what we're actually doing here with the tarot cards. It's all connected. This whole thing is connected. Good stuff. Pia, the Visconti Sforza Tarot. Here we go. cut for you. Unless you have a particular question, I'm going to just give you a general reading, okay? Yes, all right, here we are. Oh, who is this? She's shining. Is this the High Priestess? Who is this? I can't see. This is the High Priestess. Look how the Visconti just shines. Let's see if I can get that. Yeah, look at that, Pia. It just shines like that because it's made of solid gold. No, it's not. It's gold. It's painted in gold. It's just a beautiful, beautiful card. The High Priestess card. Let's turn that down. Just there we go. There we go. Okay, okay. So the High Priestess, Pia. Pia. The High Priestess is a dynamic intelligence. It's the intelligence that intentionally rises up from the heart center into the crown. The High Priestess goes on a journey. The High Priestess wants to access the greater mysteries. Now, I know you've just been sitting back for the past few months, for the past few years maybe, taking it easy with your poetry and with your great view from your balcony and taking in the sights daily and enjoying your freedom and enjoying your life, and that's very, very nice. But the High Priestess says that you're on to something else right now. The High Priestess says that Vishnu Granti, the knot of consciousness that is in that place above the heart, between the throat, right below the throat, that requires a bit of opening up and expressing in order to finally be unlocked so that that energy might rise, so that she might rise, so that Kundalini might unfurl, so that the real identification with the higher self can be established, and so that she is never allowed to go back down and flirt with lower self-identification again, right? We call ourselves awakened, but how much of that is really true? The High Priestess says that we are on our way, and we can be on our way, and it can be unlocked if certain things are done. And you will go forward and forward until Agya is opened up and activated. The two are united and joined, and yes, and then higher self is established. There's no more going down and flirting. And so yeah, the question is for me too. Why would I want to go back down? Why would I want to go back down and feed myself every day 3 times a day, have 6 cups of coffee in the morning, and eggs and bacon and sausages and bagels and cream cheese for breakfast, and pizza for lunch, and maybe another pizza for a snack, and then a steak and potatoes for dinner too, with a midnight snack of a ham sandwich? Why would I want to do that? Isn't that getting something totally lost in gluttony? Yeah, it's not even a habit. I can see it. I can just see it and still do it. And am I free to do that? Yeah, I'm free to do that if I make a choice to do that. But if I'm getting lost in my choices, well, that's something else, isn't it? Right? I have to be able to drop that. I have to be able to cut every habit. I have to be able to be strong like a steel. Right? Yeah, what does that have to do with this? It means that you have to be able to see and know in which direction you're going. Are you really awake? Or is this just something that we like to say about ourselves? I am woke. The High Priestess, she's powerful stuff. She's very, very aware stuff. She's very, very close looking at who she is and how she's moving. And if you are on your way, okay, you're on your way, you have to start expressing that. Expressing it to yourself, really, really seeing the sun and the moon both alive, both awake, both shining like stars in your head. The High Priestess, this is what the Tarot is, Pia. Welcome. Welcome to Tarot reading. Hey, Brent. Nice to see you, brother. You're also in the UK, I think, eh? Ash, coming up. Ash, I'm going to give you a Visconti card, too. We did the Thoth Crowley the other days. I'll show you the beauty of these cards now. Yeah, it's funny, you know, I used to do the tarot cards for myself all the time, too. And you do a tarot reading for yourself, you know, once a day, twice a day, you get the same reading, you know, you draw the same cards if you keep doing them in close proximity to each other. What? It was just about a week, maybe? 2 weeks I've seen you? Let's see. Yeah, this is Ash. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jai Ganesh. Mm. She's a deep devotee, my lord. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We remember. Yeah. Give the mama one good message. Something to sustain her. Cut. Hey, how did that happen? Really? No, that's not the same card, is it? Who's that? Who is this? Oh, this is the Empress. This is the Empress. Now, I don't recall if that was in her spread the last time. Doesn't matter. She's balanced. And that's what the Empress indicates, is this balance. You know, the High Priestess that I was just talking about, moving from the heart to the head, this is path number 2, but the Empress, it's a different kind of balance. It's a balance between the two sides, between the two temples. It's the bridge between higher understanding and intuitive knowledge. Yeah. No, it wasn't in the last spread, was it? There was something, this was needed. I don't recall that clearly. Okay, but whatever is the case, this is here now. That balance has been established. It is established. The bridge is there, and you are able to walk in either direction, and you are walking in either direction. You are accessing the knowledge. You are accessing the intuition. Oh, good for you. Good for you. That's right. Everything's on fire and activated now. You're clear going forward. You know what you're doing. Okay, good, good, good. Nice to hear. Nice to hear. All right, so the bridge is there. It's established. You have access to your intuitive faculties. You have access to the wellspring of knowledge. You know what you want to do. Now you can create. Now you can get on the path of the magician and create your destiny in the way that you'd like. Go explore all those paths that you'd like, whether it's down the tree or you want to wake up and go into Nirvikalpa Samadhi. You can do that, but you're going to have to come back down at some point too, right? Explore the path of the fool. Go get centered, get nice, get blissed, but come back and do what you're going to do. And you know how you're going to do that, right? You know, we talked about how you're going to go out and explore that. You know, you could start right in the group here. You know, share of yourself a bit. All right, we'd all love to hear, but it's a good place to start getting some practice. Hey, congratulations on your balance and your wellspring of dynamic everything being just pulled together. Nice. Hey, Ash. Good morning. It sure did. Brent, you're in the States? Gotcha. Why did I have you pegged as a UK guy? Pia, you like that? Yeah, the cards are pretty something. The cards can talk from any perspective. They can talk from the Greek philosophical perspective, from the Indian tantric perspective, from the Hebrew Kabbalistic perspective. They're awesome. They're awesome. Ash. Ash. I love you, Mama. You're awesome. You are awesome. Vesna. Vesna, really? You'd like a tarot card? If you're still with me, I'll give you a tarot card. Vesna. Vesna, I didn't even know that you understood English. I was always translating your, what is it, Croatian? But Vesna, I'd be very happy to pull you a card. I'm going to pull you an oracle card, just on the chance that you're still watching and that English is not your forte. I'm going to pull you an oracle card, okay? Here we go. I'm going to give you one of the oracles that I believe may have easier English messages. That is the Mastery of Love oracle. Mastery of Love. As if you weren't already a master of love. Of course you are. You know all the secrets of love. Jesus Christ is in your heart. Mother Mary shines through your eyes. You are verily the goddess walking. I know. And you know. Simple message for you. お願いします。こちらこそ Ingmar. Coming next, but this one's for Vesna. Vesna, cut. Message. Yeah, let's see this. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just saying. Perceive through the eyes of love. Perceive with the eyes of love. This is your message, Vesna. Perceive with the eyes of love. And that's exactly what you do, isn't it? Yeah, and the message on the back says, if you have the eyes of love, you see love wherever you go. The trees are made with love. Isn't that the truth? The animals are made with love. Everything is made with love. And when you perceive with the eyes of love, you see God everywhere. Yeah. So I didn't even need to pull the card. I already knew who you were. And that's exactly what the cards do, Vesna. It's funny. It's really, really funny how the cards connect with you, how they just know you. And somebody can say that, yeah, but that was me to say all that, and that's me. But the channel is just happening through this voice. The cards and the voice and the person, whoever the person is all over the world, it's all connected. And that's what Carl Jung called the collective unconscious. The collective. It's everybody. And somebody has a hard time wrapping their heads around that, but the collective is really completely connected because the archetypes do represent just one vision that unites us all. We are, in fact, the same children of the same stars, same sparks of the same original source and force running around here, all trying to get back home, as Joni Mitchell would say, right? Or Joan Osborne, or whoever the artist who's expressing it on the day is, right? Anyway, that's what the miracle magic of the tarot cards does, is it shows you the truth of the collective in every possible dimension, in any conversation that your ears are responding to. Ingmar, どう？日本語でやりましょうか？日本語でやったら誰もわからないんですけど。Ingmar, 日本にいるの？ Alright, well I forget about this gap thingy. And if I do this in Japanese, then other people aren't going to understand it. So I'm just going to do this in English, alright? Wow, it's turning into a bright morning. Ingmar, are you familiar with the tarot cards? Okay, cool. You're in English. Great. Are you familiar with the tarot cards? Do you know what the tarot cards are? 78 cards, presenting in different suits like discs, cups, wands, and swords, representing, okay, you are familiar. Good. Different dimensions of our being. All right, then I'll just show you. Vesna, I love you. Showing you different dimensions of your being, the mental, the emotional, imaginative. All right, here we go. So I'm going to do a straight cut with the Thoth Crowley tarot deck, their hermetic stuff. Apply it straight to the tree of life for you. Tell you a little bit about yourself on this good morning. Whoa, what are you confused about, Ingmar? How are you using that mind of yours these days? Because the Eight of Swords tells us that your swords are crossed in just such a way that the information is not finding its way to catharsis. It's not finding its way to clarity. The mind is not being applied as the precision tool that it should be applied, or should be, that it could be applied as. The mind mechanism is a fantastic tool. It's a supercomputer, but you know, for anybody who is not comfortable with computers knows it can be a complicated tool as well. Now, there is an approach to using a computer. There is a way to using a computer. There is a way to search for information, and there is a way to approach the mind has Yeah, he's a smart guy. Sometimes too smart for his own good. Yeah, it's the smart ones that tend to get lost. Because sometimes they think they know and they want to hold on to something, and it's going off in the wrong tangent. It's going off in the wrong way. How to know the right way? Sometimes a little bit more slow analysis, reserved of judgment. Yeah, because we call ourselves right. We say that this is right and we hold on to this idea, but if the premise is wrong, then every subsequent idea after that is going to be wrong, and it's going to lead to a mess. So if the result is not what we are aiming for, then we know that something behind the result, someplace back in the original considerations, has got to be unclear. How do we analyze something? What is the scientific method, the scientific approach? Clean objectivity, cold objectivity. Judging it, calling is, and is not, is not. This is not. Not attaching my feelings to mental considerations. Being very cold in your calculations. Being very honest and full of integrity. This is the way we approach mental operations. So the Eight of Swords wants to tell you that your swords are crossed in such a way that they're not being applied correctly to mind matters. All right. What does that mean in the practical world? Either slow down with your thinking, focus more on one point with your thinking, not being scattered in various directions. Stop listening to whoever's giving you advice, like me. Yeah, we don't want to take too much advice from external sources, because obviously we do know what the truth is when we are honest with ourselves. Yeah, so if somebody's filling your head, acha, is that it? He's being advised wrong. Acha, somebody is leading him in the wrong direction. All right. Yeah, if you're receiving counsel from any particular direction right now, look clearly at that counsel and how is that resonating with you, right? Is that who you are, right? Because you're a free man just like anybody else, right? So never forgetting your own freedom. Ingmar, this is the message I've got for you this morning. And do please feel free to give me feedback on my readings, because I don't know what I'm talking about, all right? I don't know when I'm right and I don't know when I'm wrong, and I don't know what resonates and what does not. So you feel free to give me feedback. It's good for me to know too. If I was totally off the mark, then I have to know that, because then I have to give myself a self-check and say, hey, yo, where are you right now? What was that all about, that you could be filling somebody else's mind with your own seeds? Because that's not my intention at all. I don't want to plant my own seeds in your garden. Oh, I was expecting one. I think her name was Catherine. I was hoping Catherine would join us today. But you know, the sun is up and day 13 is upon me. For you who weren't here before, I've been fasting for 12 days now, and usually I give up the fast on day 13, order a pizza, or go out for a brilliant brunch or dinner with my family, and just get right back into my habits again. Whatever those habits are, habits of eating or drinking or smoking or living. And yeah, you can say that they're not habits, because I'm completely conscious of who I am and of what I'm doing, and that's all fine and good. But, you know, I'm strong now. I'm clear. I'm light. Why to go back? Why to be anything else? I don't know. I don't know that I'd want to do anything differently than what I've been doing these last 2 weeks, because it feels so good to be where I am. It's so true. What is it saying? What did he say? Yeah, they say it in the Torah. Man doesn't live by bread alone. Yeah, but by every word of God. What does it mean to live by the word of God? The word. They say that the whole creation was created with the word. They. The ubiquitous they. Yeah, I think that's also in the Bible someplace, like the Logos. Everything created with a word, but the physicists say that the universal language is number. So Kabbalah puts word and number together, but there's something, because all of these thoughts that cross my mind daily, yeah, they become my expression in any arts, in any way that I live my life. And so these thoughts are going to connect to what my next choices are. Where do I go from here? Day 13. Yeah, I'm thinking to keep this going for a while. Guruji did this for 60 days, saying, hey, Lord, are you going to take me back or not? But I have a 7-year-old daughter upstairs. My intention is very, very different. I'm not asking the Lord to take me back or test the universe in any way. I'm not a 7-year-old man. So what am I doing as a 50-year-old man? Huh? The little girl is watching me, for sure. Yeah, she said that I can eat next week if I want to, but last night she's saying, hey, Daddy, eat tomorrow, please. Okay, you know, she is a voice. She is the voice of innocence and the voice of God. Do I listen to her? Do I listen to me? I'm inclined to keep going with this for a while because I'm strong. I feel great. I'm light. There is no dizziness. There is no trembling. There is no nothing. There's no nausea. There's no hunger pangs. There's, because when you fast, you gotta watch yourself, right? Are you hypoglycemic? Do you have diabetes, or what is fasting? How is fasting going to connect to your life? And some people give up on a fast on the first day, on the second day, on the third day, just because they're hungry, because they lose out to their mind. And, don't wimp out. If it's just a mind thing, you can get through it. But if it's a body thing, make sure you know your body. Check out with the doctors, get a health check, get a blood test. They're very, very easy. Know your body, right? Know what you can do. And I know what I can do. So I know I can keep going forward if I want to keep going forward. What do I want to do with this? What do I want to do with this? I don't have a intention for a next operation. This conversation was very, very important to me. I'd like to know from you. This was a presentation for you too. All right. Namaste, Jai Shankar, Jai Ma. And I will see you when I see you. Thanks for being part of my morning. I would please if you may. Hey, you just caught me. I was just about to sign off, Brent. Man, you are fortunate. Sure, Brent. Absolutely. America. America the Beautiful. Yeah, I don't know why America the Beautiful makes me want to pick up the Rider Waite deck. A.E. Waite. Wasn't he off in the UK? Where are you in America, Brent? I'm from New York. Via Miami. Yeah, I was born in New York and grew up in Miami. 7 or 8 years in both. Brent, you've been with us for at least 20 or 30 minutes now, so I'm guessing that you've got a little bit of an understanding of what the tarot cards are all about right now. I'm just going to cut this deck for you. Pop out. What do we got here? The 10 of Discs. Brent, the 10 of Discs. Basically satisfied with all you've got, maybe too satisfied, maybe you have too much and you don't know in which direction you should go now, so you're kind of on top of your head, standing on your head, not knowing where you're going. The 10 of Discs says that you have everything, that you've got all the tools you need. You might have a job, you might have a family, you might have a home, you might have a car, you might have a hobby, you might have everything you need. But you don't know which direction you're going in. You don't know what you want. You feel unfulfilled, unsatisfied. Or you might not have a job, you might not have a car, you might not have a home, you might be sleeping under a bridge and still have everything you need and not know in which direction you're going. The clue here is not knowing which direction you're going. And the answer to this quandary sometimes it's a quandary, sometimes it's not a quandary. We don't always have to know in which direction we're going, but this is the privilege and right of freedom. And being in the land of the free, the next step is to be of the brave, right? The free are allowed to go in any direction they want. Which direction would you go in? Would you put on your sneakers and walk towards California? Walk towards Washington, D.C.? Would you get a job? Leave a job? Would you dig a ditch? Hold a bag? Program a computer? What would you do? That's the whole question right there for everybody. The whole secret of life. What do you want? What do you want? And that's the question for me this morning too, right? What do I want? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to take this operation? I have been on this path for 12 days. Meditating in the morning, Cynthia. Waking up 5:30, sometimes 6 o'clock. Come into my room, turn on the bhajans, the music, light a stick of incense, sit on the carpet, do a little bit of stretching, a little bit of waking up my eyes, a little bit of breathing, Bastrika or Nadi Shodhana, or visualizing, because I've got this arrhythmia in my heart and some lungs that need some serious detox. So visualizing and healing operations on myself, because seriously, I want to be here as long as possible for the daughter. So there's a deep, deep motivation, right? And, about an hour of this and that, waking up into the morning, drinking hot water or herbal tea, I get into my job. I do all these online jobs. I work with people online. I'm doing this Ayurvedic shop. I sell these Ayurvedic products on the shop, so I get in product stuff and coaching people and working with my classes and this and that. And sometimes doing these live performances and performances. And what else? What else am I doing in the morning? Then the kid wakes up about 7:30. It's time to go to school, and so interact with her. And 8:30 comes around. And in these 12 days, there's a routine between austerity and discipline and practice, but I mean, everything it's intentional, it's conscious, it's a consciousness practice. There's nothing really physical to do with it, whether I'm walking to the shrine or whether I'm walking to the store or talking with my wife or doing my job on the computer. It's all a consciousness exercise. Am I not only mindful, Brooke, but conscious? Yes, I'm mindful. How can you not be mindful? I don't understand how somebody can not be mindful, right? I don't, but I see it's a thing. People are not mindful sometimes. No, it's an exercise in impeccable consciousness, right? Just seeing every second what I'm doing, what I'm feeling, what I'm being. And maybe somebody calls that mindfulness. But the routine, maybe, the first few minutes has a routine to get myself up and how I get about going. Brooke, fasting is lesson 5. Let's talk about all this tomorrow, for sure. And how you use a fast. Absolutely, Brent. How you use a fast is going to be a thing too, right? So you want to tie lesson 1, 2, 3, and 4 into lesson 5. Well, Cynthia, you seem to be doing something right for sure, eh? It's leading to a good balance with you. And it's important. We continue our routines. That was a big lesson from Guruji. God loves a man with a routine. All right. Okay, Brent. So good. If that meant something to you, I hope so. Happy to serve. Brooke, Cynthia, I'm out. You enjoy your evenings. You enjoy your day. I had a great time this morning. I'm going to go talk to my family and get this room open for my wife, who has to come into my office and use her room as a yoga therapy room for the next hour or so. So hey, thanks very much for being with me. I had a good morning. Hope you did too. Bye-bye.
막다 막음 흐지 이흥케